Hello everyone, my name is Bingning, and in this presentation, I want to share some nutritional information in China. This is the Chinese Nutrition Society, founded in 1945. It's a nationwide non-profit academic organization. All nutrition scientists in China will join this society to support the dissemination and application nutrition knowledge to improve the public health and dietary practices. And most importantly, the Chinese Nutrition Society made the Chinese dietary guideline. And this is a picture of the Chinese nutrition guideline. So it shows a food tower, and different floors will represent different foods. So like the floor at the bottom, it represents the food you eat the most. And for the top floor, it represents the food you eat the least in the day. So like sodium, oil. And compare with my plate, I think the biggest difference between these two patterns is that they use different ways to categorize the foods. Like this floor, it categorizes vegetables and fruit in one floor. But in the my plate, it categorizes fruit and vegetables in different two parts to show the balanced nutrients. So I made a comparison between the Chinese guideline and the US guideline. For the fruit and vegetables, I make a conversion from grams to cups. You can see that their recommendation is really similar. But for the green, the Chinese recommendation is a little bit higher than the US recommendation, which is 8 ounces to 14 ounces in China and 6 ounces in US. For the whole grain, the Chinese guideline recommends 50 to 150 grams of whole grain. For the US guideline, it recommends at least half of total grain is whole grain. So they all recommend to eat grain, but they use different ways to recommend it. And then for the protein, the daily intake of protein, the Chinese dietary guideline recommends 4 to 8 ounces. In US, it recommends 5.5 ounces, which are also really similar. For the dairy, the recommendation of liquid milk is the same, but one big difference is that the US dietary guideline requires fat-free or 1% fat milk. For the daily intake of salt, Chinese guideline recommends no more than 6 grams, which is much higher than the US recommendation. That is less than 2,300 micrograms. Chinese people really like to use salt because of their cooking method. When I first came to the United States, I tried the buttered baked fish, and I thought it is no taste. And I realized that people in United States eat less sodium than the Chinese people. I think it's because they are different cooking skill and their different traditional way to cook the food. And for the cooking oil, in China, it's usually um, peanut oil, which recommend 25 to 30 grams. Different from Chinese guideline, the US guideline gave a recommendation on saturated fat, which is less than 10% of total daily calories. For the added sugar, the Chinese guideline suggests less than 50 grams, that is about 200 calories, which is similar for the recommendations in US, that is less than 10% of daily calories. And then I want to talk about the high school cafeteria in China. The school dining hall is not self-operation. Um, it it has a contract company to regulate their whole school dining hall, including manager, food service worker, and the whole process of food production. And the meal sold at school dining hall is much cheaper than the meal sold from the outside because every year the dining hall would get subsidies from school. That's why the school meals is much cheaper than the outside. Uh, in this picture, you can see the serving area in the dining hall is cafeteria, and there are also long tables, and 7 or 8 students can share one table. And the food would be plated in small portion, and the student just pick up what they want to eat in the tray line. And for the price, one set of meal is about 16 RMBs, which is about $2.5. And 1 month cost is about 600 to 700 RMB, which is about 100 RMB per month, which is really cheap. If you are out of school, you need to spend about more than 1,000 RMB per month. This is an example meal in Chinese cafeteria. This is a teriyaki tofu and zucchini with rice. Costs 3.6 RMB. And this is teriyaki chicken, costs 6.7 RMB. And this is tomato and egg noodles, costs 3 RMB. This is radish soup, which is free. And this radish soup would be served at lunch and dinner. And the total cost is 13.3 RMB, which is about $2. So it's really, really cheap. And in the Chinese school cafeteria, they sell meals as a combo to help students to get balanced nutrients. So every student needs to pick up one protein like pork, chicken, shrimp, or fish, and one grain like rice, and that they need to pick up 2 types of vegetables and one egg. And each combo would cost 10 RMB, which is about $1.5. For the checkout, every student need to use their meal card to check out. As you check out, the nutritional information would be show up on the screen. So you can see all the nutritional information in this chart. So it shows calories, protein, fat, carbohydrate, fiber, and cholesterol. So it really helps students to calculate their calories, and also they would know uh, what kind of nutrients they eat and how much they eat. Help them to be aware of their health states. Um, the fourth fruits are plated in the small portion, and which costs 2 RMB per plate. And the fruit will be served for a whole day, so students just pick up what they want to eat. Uh, there is not in the combo. You just pick up what you want. And for the beverage in China, there is no exactly restriction on beverage in school cafeteria. And 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 there absolutely no alcohol beverage. And one special thing I want to mention is about the yogurt in China. Uh, Chinese yogurt is kind of in liquid state, so yogurt is really common beverage in China. So we use straw to drink yogurt. When I first came to the United States, it surprised me that yogurt is solid and I need to use spoon to eat it. Uh, so that's why when Dr. Brownbill told us the yogurt is not a beverage, it really confused me. For the school exercise, uh, school will ask students to do exercise together. Uh, Usually after 2 classes in the morning. There are about 45 minutes for students to go out having exercise. These are the common for exercise the school will ask students to do. The first one is radio gymnastics. Uh, there would be a radio to ask students to stretch their arms, jump, something like this, and students just follow the radio. And lots of school ask students to have a running, and this is a Tai Chi. Tai Chi is really traditional physical activity in China. So and it has about 700 history. And sometimes school would organize students to have a game like this to have the physical activity. So this is the 4 ways the school use to make sure every student doing exercise at least 30 minutes every day to make sure their uh, body in the health condition. This is all my presentation. Thank you for watching.